All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me for a hybrid yoga and meditation class. We'll do 30 minutes of gentle floor-based yoga and then 30 minutes of guided meditation. There is no yoga or meditation. You don't need to have any previous experience with yoga or meditation. All you need is a carpeted area or a mat. You should be able to do most of this in a chair as well. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. You can sit crisscross applesauce or with one foot in front of the other in Sukhasana, easy pose. And if you are in a chair, you want both feet firmly planted on the floor. Just take a moment, sit up nice and tall. You can rock back and forth for a second, sitting up tall. And then if it feels good, you can close your eyes or do a soft fuzzy gaze just beyond the tip of your nose. Take a slow inhale through your nose, feel your chest rise. A slow exhale through your nose, feel your chest fall. Feel the ground beneath you, holding you up. And allow yourself to just start to arrive in your body, in your breath, and in the present moment. And as you start to arrive with a little bit of stillness, a little bit of consciousness, a little bit of breath, notice what's coming up for you. It could be like a general feeling that's been following you throughout the day, maybe something on your to-do list for after class, or something that happened earlier today that you are still thinking about. And just notice whatever it is that kind of comes up for you when you start to become a little bit more embodied. Just you can name that, acknowledge it, and politely set it aside. It'll be there for you after class. Just give yourself the gift of presence, the gift of breath, the gift of being in your body in the here and now. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly open your eyes, sitting up tall. We're going to start just by moving our neck spine. You're welcome to have your hands on the floor or either side of your chair for a little bit of extra support. Take a slow inhale through your nose, stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling. And as you exhale through your nose, tilt your right ear towards right shoulder, stretching the left side neck. And it's worth noting that I'm not mirroring you, so it might look like I'm moving my head to the left when in fact I'm moving my head to the right. You are welcome to follow my words or my body movement. Either way, just know that I will do the right side of postures first, unless I forget, which does sometimes happen. As you're ready, slowly roll your head down, chin to chest, and then keep rolling. Roll left ear towards left shoulder, stretching the right side neck. And you might notice that this side feels different from the other side, and that's okay. We're not symmetrical, and yoga is not about symmetry. Yoga is about self-realization, and sometimes one of the realizations we have is, hey, my right shoulder is tighter than my left shoulder. Slowly roll your head down, chin to chest, and just take a moment here, let your head relax without leaning too far forward, right? Roll the shoulders back and down, lift your chest slightly, and then relax your head down. So it's just the neck spine moving at the beginning of class. Slowly roll your head back up, look straight ahead, and now lift your nose, lift your chin, look up towards the ceiling. You can even let your head drop back if it feels good. Try not to back bend too much or lean back too much. Again, just the head tipping back. The rest of the spine stays nice and long. Good. Slowly roll your head back up, look straight ahead, inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale through your nose, start to look over your right shoulder. And just the neck moving, notice if you start to lean way to the right. We'll move the rest of the spine later, but for now, just the neck spine moving. Look over your right shoulder, look for the wall behind you where your eyes go, body knows to follow. Good. Slowly, carefully unwind, look straight ahead. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale through your nose, look over your left shoulder. The spine moves in 6 different directions, right, left, backward, forward, twisting to each side. We will do all of those multiple times, even in a 30-minute yoga class. Sit up tall, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look over left shoulder, twist. Good. Slowly, carefully unwind. If you're seated in a chair, you can keep your lower body as it is. If you're on the floor, bring your right leg out and your left leg in for an inner thigh stretch. From here, take your right hand outside of your right thigh, and everybody inhale your left arm up overhead, stretching the left side body. So now we're getting the whole spine involved. So gentle extension to the left side body, gentle compression to the right side body. Make sure you can breathe in and out through your nose. If at any point in yoga you find that you're like holding your breath or you can't breathe, that's usually a sign that you've gone a little bit too far. You want to use yoga as an opportunity to reconnect to your breath. And we're going to use the breath to connect the mind to the body. The mind-body connection, breathing in and slowly emptying out. Good, come back up the center, kick your left leg out, right leg in, other side, stretching the inner left thigh. Take your left hand outside of your left hip and bring your right arm long overhead. So think about lengthening the right arm, drop the right shoulder, look straight ahead. And again, you might notice that this side feels different from the other side. You might also notice that this posture feels different from the last time you practiced yoga. Not only are we not symmetrical, but this is not Groundhog's Day, my friends. So often, one day you'll do this posture and it's like super easy, and the other day it's all you can do to lift your arm. That's normal as well. And that's just a beautiful reminder that like we're very much alive and every day is different. Good, slowly come on up, keep your left leg long, and this time kick your right leg out. So now both inner thighs stretching. You can gently flex your toes back towards your face for a little bit of foot activation. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, big stretch up. Exhale, fold forward, hands to floor. You can stick your butt out a little bit, roll your shoulders back and down, lift your chin and chest, pull your abdomen in slightly, and take a breath. Slow inhale to your nose. And on the exhale breath, if it feels good, you can fold forward even more. Slow exhale through your nose. Beautiful. Press yourself up, lifting up with a flat back, straight spine. So when we open the legs apart, we get an inner thigh stretch. When we bring the feet together, we get a backs of the legs hamstring stretch. So this time, bring your feet close together. And rather than flexing your toes, point your toes a little bit now. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward again. Stick your butt out a little bit. You can have your hands on either sides of your thighs, your knees, your shins. If you happen to have a long torso and short legs like I do, you might find that it's somewhat accessible to be able to touch your feet. Anytime you see someone touching their hands to their feet, it might be flexibility, but it's likely also their body proportions. So keep that in mind that different body proportions do lend themselves to different postures. Take an inhale through your nose. And as you exhale through your nose, if you'd like, you can fold forward a little more. Good. Slowly, carefully come back up to center, sitting up nice and tall. If you're seated in a chair, keep both feet on the floor. Otherwise, you can sit crisscross applesauce, and we're going to do some seated cat-cows. I'm going to show you from the side. Place your hands on your knees. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose, pull your abdomen in, round your spine, drop your head. So you want to round your spine here like an angry cat, meow, shoulders away from the ears, tuck your tailbone under, like if you had a tail, you'd be tucking it under, hips to ribs, ribs to hips, pull the abdomen in. On your next inhale, cow pose, you're going to move your abdomen forward, stick your butt out a little bit, squeeze shoulders together, drop your shoulders down away from your ears, looking up and back. So now we're opening the front of the body as you arch your spine. Exhale through your nose, cat pose, pull the abdomen in, round the spine, drop the head, shoulders away from the ears, slow breath in. Easy breath out. Inhale, start to look up, look forward and up. Move your chest forward, bring your hips back, roll the shoulders back and down. Imagine you have a walnut in between your shoulder blades and you want to crack it, squeeze shoulders together, open through the heart space. On your next exhale, round your spine, cat pose, meow, drop your head, tuck your tailbone under, compression to the abdominal wall, extension to the spine, sliding shoulder blades, scapula together. And last one, cow pose. Move your chest forward, look up, move your hips back. So now it's extension to the front of the body, compression to the spine, squeeze shoulder blades, scapula together. Good, and on your next exhale, just come back to center, sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna spine twist. Inhale, reach your right arm up, stretching right side body. Exhale through your nose, place right hand close behind you like a second spine. Inhale, reach your left arm up, stretching left side body. Exhale, place left hand on right knee for a little bit of leverage. Good. Inhale, lengthen. And on the breath out, pull your abdomen in, look over your right shoulder and twist. So now we're really moving the spine. Notice if you're leaning to one side, evenly distribute your body weight on both sit bones so it's just the spine moving rather than the hips moving. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look back as you twist. Good, slowly, carefully come back to center. There's no rush as you unwind. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, place left hand close behind you for support. Inhale, reach right arm up. Slowly exhale through your nose. Place your right hand on left knee for a little leverage. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, look over left shoulder twist. So through our breath, it's a little bit easier to connect to our body. And I find too that like on inhaling on a stretch up and exhaling on a motion helps me get even deeper into the posture. So yes, we're using the breath to like become more embodied, but the breath can actually help you get deeper into postures as well. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look over left shoulder twist. Good. Slowly, carefully unwind, coming back to center. If you're seated in a chair, you can do another round of the seated cat-cows. Otherwise, we're going to come onto all fours in a tabletop position and do another round of cat-cows. So take a moment here with your wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And if you, like me, find that in tabletop, your shoulders start to tense up, one thing you can do is bend your elbows out to the side for a moment and then push them away, push your hands into the floor. So now the shoulders stretch apart a little bit. It's a little bit easier to keep your back flat. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Pull your abdomen in, drop your head, round your spine, cat pose. And then as you inhale, drop your belly down, lift your hips up, look up towards the ceiling, cow pose. Coming back into a neutral position, we're going to do a shoulder opener. I'll show you two versions. The first, if you're in tabletop, is thread the needle. Inhale, reach your right arm up, stretching right side body. Exhale, thread the needle. Take your right hand in between your left hand, so right shoulder on the floor. Option to keep your left hand on the floor for support, or reach your left arm up to the ceiling and then drape it behind you for a bind. This is a great shoulder deltoid opening. However, it can be a lot of pressure on your shoulder. So if the thread the needle does not feel good for you, an alternative is to sit up. If you're on the floor, you can sit knees, feet together. Take your right arm out to the right arm long, and then cross your right arm across your side body, bend your left arm up, and now you get that same shoulder deltoid stretch without being on the floor, right? This is a nice alternative to thread the needle. Reconnect to the breath. Inhale. And exhale. If you are threading the needle, if your left hand is straight behind you in a bind, take your left arm up to the ceiling and then put your left hand back down on the floor close to your face. Everybody together, unthread the needle. Inhale, reach your right arm up, look up. Exhale, place right hand down onto the floor. Let's do another cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale, pull your abdomen in, round your spine, chin to chest. And inhale, cow pose, drop your belly down, looking up and back. Exhale, come back to neutral, other side of thread the needle. Inhale, reach your left arm up, stretch. Exhale, thread the needle, take left arm through right hand, left shoulder on the floor. Try to keep hips over knees. You can keep your right hand on the floor for support or reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Drape it behind you, catch your left thigh with your right hand for a bind. And again, thread the needle is not your cup of tea today, you can sit back, take your left arm long across your side body, bend your right arm up, drop the left shoulder down, bring your right shoulder forward, and now you get that same shoulder opener without being on the floor or putting pressure on the shoulder. If you have your right hand draped behind you for a bind, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, place your right hand on the floor close to your face, press your right hand into the floor. Everybody together, unthread the needle. Inhale, reach your left arm up, look up. Exhale, place your left hand down on the floor. We're going to do a little bit of a balance core strengthener challenge here. You're going to start by lengthening your right leg back. If you're seated in a chair, lengthen your right leg forward instead. From here, start to lift your right foot off the floor. And if you'd like an extra challenge, look forward and take your left hand off the floor. So opposite arm, opposite hand, pull your abdomen in, take a slow inhale, slow exhale. Good, put your left hand back on the floor, Right knee on the floor. Let's do the other side. Lengthen your left leg back, or if you're in a chair, lengthen your left leg forward. And if you'd like, lift the left leg off the floor, flex the toes back. And for a balance challenge, take your right hand off the floor. Reach your right arm forward, arm close to ear, thumb towards the ceiling, pinky towards the floor, shoulders away from the ears. Good. Return your right hand down to the floor, left knee down to the floor. We're going to do a straddle here. Let's see, look forward so your hands are on the floor. Place your right foot in between your hands. We're going to do a runner's lunge and start to bring your left leg back for a nice hip opener. Option to stay here or see if you can lift up. So maybe even hands on your knee, square off the hips. So left hip a little forward, shoulders down, chest proud. Feel your right foot firmly planted into the floor, feeling how stable you are. Good. If you're lifted up, put your hands on the floor and then start to move your hips back. Sink your hips down. So at first, hips off the heel, flex your right toes back. Eventually, you could even sit down hip to heel and fold forward. Drop your head, take a breath. Good. Look forward, hands to floor, lift your hips again. Place your hands in between your right foot and then bring your right knee back into your tabletop. Let's do the other side. Take your left foot in between your hands. Start to slide your right knee back, feeling the right hip stretch. Right hip a little forward, left hip back. You want your knee directly over your ankle. Option to stay here with hands on the floor or lift up and maybe even place your hands on your knee. Right hip a little forward, chest proud, shoulders back. Feeling that stability in the lower body. Okay, if you're lifted up, place your hands back down on the floor. Start to sink your hips up and then back. Flex your left toes back to straighten the front left leg. Eventually, hips sink down towards the heel. Drop your head. Take a breath. Good, and then look forward, hands to the floor. Lift your hips again, hands on either side of your left foot. Bring your left foot back down, knees together. Heels together, knees apart. Start to walk your hands back, sink your hips down. In a child's pose here for a second. Before we do that, you're going to interlace your fingers behind you, push your hands back, open through your heart space. Nice little back bend here. Good, and then as you're ready, release that grip and start to walk your hands forward as you sink your hips down for a nice child's pose. As you inhale through your nose, feel the backs of your ribs expand. Exhale through your nose, feel the backs of your ribs contract. So you're using your breath to stretch your body. Let's take 3 more slow breaths here. It's a great hip opener, toe, ankle, knee stretch. Really nice way to lengthen the spine. You breathe through your nose. As you're ready, you're going to look forward, place your hands on the floor, slowly press yourself up, and then turn around, lie on your back for Savasana Puddle Pose. So take a moment here, lying on your back or on a couch, or you can stay seated in a chair and just focus on your breath. Inhale and exhale. Breath in and slow breath out. We're going to do a supine figure 4. Bend your legs so that your feet are on the floor. Keep your left foot on the floor. Lift your right foot. Cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. And you can actually do this seated as well. You're just going to try and cross your right foot over your left knee. If you can't cross your foot over your knee in a chair, you can also straighten your left leg and just see how high you can lift your right ankle onto your left shin. Okay, option to stay here, or if you're seated in a chair, you can fold forward, or if you are on the floor, you can lift your left foot off the floor. Hug your thighs in towards your abdomen. You can interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. And this is a really great side seat stretch, a hip opener. And if you have sciatic nerve pain or you know someone with sciatic nerve pain, this is your posture, right? We're stretching out the sciatic nerve that runs from the lower back all the way down the leg. Take a breath. And release any grip you have on your legs. Return your left foot to the floor, right foot to the floor. Other side, cross your left ankle, shin on top of your right thigh. Lift your right foot off the floor. You can interlace your fingers behind your right thigh and pull down. Try to keep your two shoulders, two hips on the floor, so your back is nice and long here. Again, just check in how this feels in your body and where your mind is wandering to, and just gently return your thoughts back to your breath. Okay, release any grip that you have on the back of your leg. Put your right foot down, left foot down. Keep your legs bent, knees on the floor, hands to the floor. Walk your hands underneath your butt so your palms face down. Press your shoulders into the floor, press your heels into the floor, squeeze your glutes and lift your hips up for bridge pose. Rather than opening your ribs, try to knit your ribs together. So squeeze the ribs together, keep your chin in a little bit towards your chest, squeeze your glutes, press your heels down, and slowly lower down. Let's do that 2 more times. Press palms, shoulders down, squeeze your tush, and lift your hips, your pelvis. We're getting some engagement in the lower body, right, the back of the body. So nice little back bend as well. Slowly lower down. And last time, engage your gluteal muscles, gluteus maximus and minimus, and press your hips up. So we're using the side seat as well as your inner glutes as well. So the glutes are firing. Press your heels down, press your shoulders down, take a breath. Good, and slowly lower your hips back down. Happy baby, lift both feet off the floor, keep your knees bent. See if you can catch the outsides of your feet with your hands. And you can roll right and left, back and forth. It's a great way to roll out the backs. Nice hip opener as well. Maybe as you roll to the right, you lengthen your right leg and then come back to center. And then when you roll to the left, your left leg and come back to center.
هاي قسمنا. عليكم السلام. بس المسافة تشلي. You're gonna burn.
There we go. Okay, and then if you're in your happy baby, coming back to center, pull the knees down, knees towards the floor, opening through the hips, and then slowly release, arms and legs down, back into your savasana. Take a moment here just to breathe. Keep your left leg long, bend your right leg up, place your left hand on right knee. Take your right arm out to the side and roll to the left so that your right hip stacks on top of your left hip. This is a spine twist. If you're in a chair, you can do another version of spine twist like we did earlier, placing one hand behind you in the chair and your left hand on your right knee, and just twisting that way. Otherwise, twisting on the floor. Try to keep the right shoulder down, head on the floor. Take an inhale, exhale. Okay, and then slowly roll your right hip back down to the floor, lengthen your right leg, bend your left leg up, take your left arm out to the left, take right hand to left knee and roll to the right. So left hip stacks on top of right hip. Try to keep left shoulder on the floor, looking up towards the ceiling. So spine twists are really good for back health. They're also really good for digestion. If you ever have an upset stomach, I recommend doing some spine twists. Relieve pressure from the abdomen. Okay, good, and then slowly roll back up to center. Bend both legs up now. At first, see if you can grab your knees. Eventually, see if you can interlace your fingers and just give yourself a really big hug for practicing yoga. If it's easy to interlace your fingers, maybe grab your forearms. And if it's easy to grab your forearms, maybe grab your elbows, which you're familiar with if you do 26 and 2 yoga with me, right? This posture is also really good for digestion, especially as we transition from the weekday to the weekend. It's a nice way to get your digestion going for your Friday evening plans. Okay, this is our last active posture. We're going to do 3 rounds of a tension relieving exercise. So as you're ready, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest, lift your head off the floor, bring your head towards your knees, and tense up every muscle in your body. So like make a face
right? Squeeze tight, take an inhale. And on your exhale, open your mouth.
Exhale through your mouth, release your arms and legs down, letting everything be still. So we're going to do that 2 more times, and the idea is we go from complete contraction of muscles to complete relaxation of muscles. So 2 more times, bend your legs,
get as tight as you can, make a ball with your body, chin to chest, make an angry face, squeeze everything, inhale through your nose, open your mouth,
exhale through your mouth, let your arms and legs go, holding, being still. And last time, bend your knees,
grab your elbows, give yourself a big squeeze, tense everything up, inhale through your nose, and open everything up,
exhale through your mouth, final Savasana. And close your eyes, open your arms and legs as much as you want. In a minute, we will transition towards the meditation part of class, but this is purposely part of your yoga experience right here, final Savasana. This is, to me, the most important posture that we practice in yoga. And one of the, there's a question of like, why practice yoga? And there's a million answers to why someone would practice yoga. And they're probably all right? There's no one correct answer, but one of the older answers to that question, like why practice yoga? The hatha yoga, the asanas, the postures that we just did would be to sit in lotus pose and meditate, right? So part of the reason why we, move our bodies right, left, backward, forward, twisting, we balance on one leg or one arm or whatever it is. Part of why we're doing that, kind of purposely discombobulating ourselves, is so that it's a little bit easier to sit or lie still and breathe through the nose. So yoga isn't just a tool for like, I don't know, a loose hamstring or a tight butt or whatever it is that you're wanting in your physical body. Yoga is also like a really transformative tool for mental, emotional, spiritual awakening and change as well. And all you have to do is breathe. Take an inhale through your nose, feel your chest rise. Exhale through your nose, feel your chest fall. Breathe in and empty out. So we're going to start transitioning towards meditation. If you would not like to stay for meditation, I totally understand. You can silently show yourself out of the Zoom. If you do want to stay for meditation, you are welcome to continue to lie down, or you can join me in a seated position. It's up to you. And if you're in a seated position, I sometimes, like on the floor, I sometimes like to have a little pillow underneath my butt so that my hips are a little bit higher than my knees. And you're just going to take a moment here to get comfortable. If you want to grab a sip of water, you can grab a sip of water. Okay. And as you make your way into a comfortable seated position or lying position, whatever works for you, I will explain a little bit about what what meditation is and what meditation is not. So sometimes people have the misconception that meditation is like the absence of any thought, like it's just a blank thought in your mind. I prefer to define meditation as compassionate mind control. So especially in the last year, I've talked to so many people who say, I have no focus in my life. Like I can't even get through a chapter of a book that I'm reading for fun without my mind wandering. Or it's really hard for me to focus at work or with my family. And often when we realize that, we've lost focus, we can be really hard on ourselves. Meditation offers us this middle path where you're going to notice from time to time that your mind is wandered, and you're just going to compassionately notice that and compassionately bring yourself back to your breath, back to your body, back to my words, back to the present moment. There is no such thing as a good meditator or a bad meditator. There are simply people who meditate and people who do not. And for the sake of today, you are meditating. Okay. I'm now going to light a candle as a symbolic gesture that we're entering into a more intentional space. So we're being intentional with our breath, intentional with our thoughts, intentional with our body movements. If at any point during your meditation, let's say your foot falls asleep, that happens to me a lot, and you need to move because you're distracted by that pain, please feel free to adjust how you're sitting or lying. But do notice if you're constantly shifting because you can't sit still or get comfortable, that might be a sign that the issue is not so much like discomfort in the physical body. The issue might be discomfort in the like mental, emotional, spiritual body. We don't really teach sitting still anymore, and we don't really hold value to it. But I think the ability to be still, or at least practice being still, is really valuable. So if and when you find yourself fidgeting, right, you're just going to compassionately bring yourself back into a little bit more stillness. We're not looking for perfection. I often move around during my meditation. It's just practice, right? You're just practicing a little bit of stillness and breath. You're welcome to close your eyes if they're not already, or do a soft fuzzy gaze just beyond the tip of your nose if closing your eyes is distracting. Take a slow inhale through your nose. A slow exhale through your nose. Just like at the beginning of our yoga practice, if you notice that there's still something on your mind, and maybe, an emotion that has just been kind of following you all day, or something on your to-do list, or something that happened earlier today, a worry about something yet to happen, whatever that is that's kind of still there when you enter into silence and stillness, just name that, acknowledge it, and then again, politely set it aside. It'll be there for you if you want it to be after your meditation experience. But for now, just give yourself permission to be with your breath, to be with your body, taking a moment here just to be still, practicing our stillness and silence. Our thoughts and our feelings are like clouds. Sometimes they're white and fluffy. Sometimes they're gray and stormy. Sometimes we spend an awful lot of time trying to make meaning out of them. Sometimes these clouds pass quickly, or they linger all day or even for weeks at a time. During meditation, we start to awaken to the fact that we are not the clouds, we are the sky. So you're just going to practice allowing thoughts and feelings to pass through you, observing them as you might clouds passing in the sky. We're practicing non-attachment, which is notably different from detachment. With detachment, we don't care or we pretend not to care about something. With non-attachment, we acknowledge whatever it is that's passing through us, but we don't identify with them. So an example is if you feel sleepy, it's different to say, I feel sleepy, like I acknowledge that I'm feeling tired today, versus saying, I am tired, right? Which is attaching to that sensation. Or sometimes if we're sick, it's tempting to say, I am sick, rather than I feel nauseous, right? And through meditation, through mindfulness, we're naming and acknowledging our experience, but we're not attaching or identifying to it. All you have to do is breathe in and out through your nose. We're going to begin with a simple breathing technique called 4-2-7 breathing. It's a cousin to 4-7-8 breathing, which some of you have done with me before. You're going to inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold for a count of 2, and then slowly exhale through your nose for a count of 7. When we exhale longer than we inhale, we bring our body into the parasympathetic nervous system response, telling our body that there's no need to fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And when we count, like you can count along to the 4-2-7 breath, that also gives your mind something to focus on so that it doesn't wander so much. Relax your jaw, seal your lips, and begin. Inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 2, 1. Breathe out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Hold for 2. Slowly exhale for 7. Inhale for 4. Pause for 2. Exhale for 7, using the 7 count to center your mind. Breath in for 4, feeling your chest rise. Hold for 2, keep the shoulders soft. Slowly exhale for 7, feeling the oxygen slowly leaving your nostrils. We'll continue with 2 more minutes of 4-2-7 breathing. If your mind is wandering, gently returning your thoughts to the 4-2-7 count. Let's do one more full round of 4-2-7 breathing. As you're ready, return your breath to normal, in and out through your nose. Give yourself permission to let go. Give yourself permission to go a little deeper. Notice where you might be holding on to some tension in your body and allow it to leave. Just allowing yourself to enter into some stillness, some silence as you breathe through your nose. Imagine a warm light shining down on you, warming from the top of your head, down your shoulders and chest, arms and legs, so that your body is illuminated in a warm, welcoming, golden glow. Allow this light to permeate through your skin, into your body, so that the body becomes even more relaxed, more at ease. Soften through the top of your head, the back of your head, scalp and hairline. Relax each and every hair follicle. Relax through your forehead, your brows, temples, and the space between your eyebrows, third eye. Let your eyes be heavy in their sockets, softening through eyelids and eyelashes, under eyes and cheeks. Relax the bridge of your nose, left nostril, right nostril. Soften the space between your nose and upper lip. Relax your outer ears, inner ears, space behind the ears. Let your earlobes be heavy. Relax through the sides of your face, your lips and tongue, roof of the mouth, gums, each and every tooth. Relax your chin, relax your jaw, relax your jaw, relax your jaw. Soften through your throat and neck spine. Let your shoulders be heavy. Relax your collarbones and armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms. Relax through your wrists, your palms, all 28 knuckles. Relaxing through left thumb, breathing into left second finger. Soften left middle finger. Let go of any lingering tension in left fourth finger. Give left pinky finger permission to go completely still. Relax through right thumb, right second finger, middle finger, fourth finger. Relax right little finger. Let your hands be heavy, softening through your hands, arms, shoulders, and chest. Relax your chest. Let your abdomen soften. Relaxing through the upper back, shoulder blade scapula, Relaxing through middle spine, lower spine, and the sides of your torso. Soften through your hips, your glutes. Relax your pelvic floor. Soften inner thighs, outer thighs, backs of the legs, fronts of the legs. Relax your kneecaps and the space behind your knees, calves and shins. Relax your ankles, your heels. Soften through the arches of the feet, tops of the feet. Breathe into right little toe. Relax right fourth toe, middle toe, second toe. Relax right big toe. Breathe into left little toe, fourth toe, middle toe, second toe. Relax left big toe. Let your feet be heavy, hands be heavy, limbs relaxed, torso soft, face at ease. All you have to do is breathe. Continue to relax and breathe in and out through your nose. Today, I thought I would share some poetry in a relaxed meditative state from the poet, author, and artist, Morgan Harpor Nichols. Let her words wash over you. You were meant to give your all, and you were also meant to be loved. You were meant to have meaningful connection beyond what you feel you are worthy of. So have faith that unmerited favor has been made available to you. No matter the heartaches broken friendships have brought you. You are free to forgive, and you are also free to heal. You are worthy of love, no matter how anyone else has made you feel. You were meant to give your all, and you were also meant to be loved. You were meant to have meaningful connection beyond what you feel you are worthy of. So have faith that unmerited favor has been made available to you, no matter the heartaches broken friendships have brought you. You are free to forgive, and you are also free to heal. You are worthy of love, no matter how anyone else has made you feel. Notice as your thoughts and feelings pass through you. And notice also if you've followed a particular thought or emotion down a rabbit hole. And just compassionately bring yourself back into your body, back into your breath. All you have to do is breathe. Ask yourself the kinds of questions that go beyond today's desires and dig deeper into the well of what you need. What feelings do you need to acknowledge? What fears have you tucked away? What things have you worked so hard for that have yet to see the light of day? What great offering would you bring the world if you had to do it anonymously? What would you tell your younger self to encourage her to live courageously? Ask yourself the kinds of questions that go beyond today's desires and dig deeper into the well of what you need. What feelings do you need to acknowledge? What fears have you tucked away? What things have you worked so hard for that have yet to see the light of day? What great offering would you bring the world if you had to do it anonymously? What would you tell your younger self to encourage her to live courageously? Notice how these questions sit in your body, how they feel in your being. If your posture or muscles have changed, or how you're breathing. Notice what stories you tell yourself, and if they're compassionate, if they're kind, if they're true. And if they're not compassionate, if they're not kind or true, take a moment here just to practice what it might mean to retell your story in a loving, compassionate way, the same way that you might tell that story of a dear friend. Notice the thoughts and feelings passing through you. And take a moment to remember that you are the sky, not the clouds. Just allowing the clouds, the thoughts, the feelings to pass through you, not ignoring them, but also not attaching. If you are swimming in a sea of unanswered questions, may you find courage to be silent. And while the waves fall over one another in a splash of black and blue, slowly drowning out your thoughts, leaving you with nothing else to do but fall helplessly under the body of rolling water. Do not think you must rush on. It is okay to spend some time here. It is okay to be the only one here. The shore is calling, but today you're in this water. Find its purpose, its substance. Wait in silence. Fall into a place of listening and surrender. And trust that even here, these whirling waters will not carry you on forever. And when the current comes, you will be lifted up, carried to the shore, and you will be better for having been here, embracing silence amidst the water's roar. If you are swimming in a sea of unanswered questions and you find courage to be silent, and while the waves fall over one another in a splash of black and blue, slowly drowning out your thoughts, leaving you with nothing else to do but fall helplessly under the body of rolling water, do not think you must rush on. It is okay to spend some time here. It is okay to be the only one here. The shore is calling, but today you're in this water. Find its purpose, its substance. Wait in silence. Fall into a place of listening and surrender. And trust that even here, these whirling waters will not carry you on forever. And when the current comes, you will be lifted up, carried to the shore, and you will be better for having been here, embracing silence amidst the water's roar. May you embrace the silence amidst the water's roar. All you have to do is breathe. You are welcome to stay in this meditative space for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, at the count of 3, you can open your eyes or make any other gestures that feel good to your body in this moment. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose for 3, 2, 1. Again, you are welcome to continue your meditation, your silence amidst the water's roar. I will now blow out this candle as a symbolic gesture that our intentional time together is ending, and I am letting the very real, literal smoke clear the air as a reminder that when we shift our consciousness, we shift our understanding, our interaction with the very real world around us. Thank you all for joining. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.